the U.S. federal budget is a very contentious issue because its contents can affect the lives of millions. To understand many of the issues surrounding it, we must look at what our budget is composed of and the current trends in place. For some background, there are three main types of spending: mandatory, discretionary, and interest. Mandatory spending is spending that is mandated by law that the government must pay. Mandatory spending comprises Social Security, Medicare, and other programs. Politically, it would be suicide to cut back on these programs, so the government does not touch them. The next kind is discretionary spending, which the government can change at will and is usually the kind that riles up debate. This includes a variety of programs, but the most notable and controversial is defense spending, which takes up around half of the discretionary spending. The other half of discretionary spending is divided up amongst other government programs such as welfare and education, to name a few. The final kind is interest, which is just the interest on the debt the government inevitably takes on. The government has to pay back its loans, so it is impossible for the government to not pay this and not lose all of its credibility. In total, the government spends $4.4 trillion in the fiscal year 2019. $2.7 trillion of that was for mandatory spending, $1.3 trillion was for discretionary spending, and $375 billion was for interest. There are also some concerning trends regarding our federal budget. For many decades, we have been in a deficit that exceeds economic growth, and this means interest comprises a larger and larger share of our budget. This spending is ultimately unsustainable, and there will come a time where we cannot pay back our debts if current trends persist. Only time will tell if we come to that point.